Do you know what time it is? It's time to get our Christmas cards ready to go in the mail. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and this is the first week in about a 6-week series where we're doing Christmas cards. I tried to get all my Christmas cards out by the end of November. However, the ones that are going overseas will go out probably by the 3rd week of this month, so we'll see what happens. Show you what we're going to be working with. I have paper pumpkins. Now some of these I just have the stamp sets here, but I may have the other items in binders behind me. But we have November 2016, November 2017, November 2018, November 2019, November 2021, and November 2022. Then we also have October 2019 and October 2022. And as you'll notice, there's lots of pieces no longer in here with the stamps, but I may have them over here. Then I also have these that I picked up at a local thrift store. And I think these are just going to be so super easy to do. Probably not going to do them this week, but I loved this one. These two for Christmas cards. And I'm not sure if I'm doing them this week because I want to see if I have a die that will match the scallop that I can mat these on. So that might be next week. For now, I want to look and see what I have. I know I have empty binders. And to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the paper pumpkin pages out, and those will go in the garbage. And then I'll know which binders I have that still have stuff in them. This one might be one of them. This one had stocking stuff in it. And let's see if we can flip through. There's some fall stuff. Treat boxes. Okay, this one. October 2017, and that's not one of them I have over here. So I've got this stamp set to find, but I have the envelopes, and I have the shaky bits, and I have that to work with. So I'm going to keep that one in mind, but it's not what I have over here. And I don't think I have any of the circles for doing the, yeah, there they are. So we may come back to that one because I'm going to have the trees. So we'll come back to that one in another week. But we know there's stuff in that one we can use. And as I find them, I'm going to stand them up in the back so I know they're still viable. Then there's this one. This was how I was storing all of my paper pumpkin kits. And I want to go through and get them pulled out and used and be done with. Let's see, September 2017 with the fall leaves, and that looks like what goes in that other one. So we're going to get these all figured out and found out, but there's no Christmas in that one. Do we have Christmas in this one? Thank you cards, Valentine's, birthday candles, bunny bags. I love that stamp set. And I still have stuff to do the bunny bags with. So, but no Christmas in that one. And what about this one? Merry and Bright, this stamp set. This one I do have over here. I thought 2016, yeah, 2017. That one we have over here. And this looks like it was just the catalog stamp sets. And I'm going to hang on to this one because I may have some loose stamp sets I need to figure out what they go to. So I'm going to hang on to that. We have this one. New Year's kind of stuff. When they quit doing cards and started doing the funky treat boxes and that kind of thing, a lot of people lost interest. Then there's this one. This one still has Christmas stuff in it. And I don't know what it goes to. But I'll bet if I look over here, aha! It is this one. It is November 17, or 2016. So we're going to lay that one over here. We know where it's at. And December 2016, that's a calendar. And I'd have to make a new calendar page for that one. That one's an empty one, so we can pitch it. And this one is an empty one. This is going to slim this box down really fast. I get rid of the stops I'm not using. That one's an empty one. My goal is to get all the paper pumpkins worked up and then the stamp sets filed with the rest of the stamp sets. But they'll be labeled that they were paper pumpkin ones. Marion Bright, November 2017, is this one. But there's nothing to go with it. So that one's not a problem. We may look with this one because it's 2016 and it's got stuff in it. Yeah, so we're going to put this one away. Okay, so this is what we're going to work with. I have this. If I need a stamp block, I'm going to use my memory keepers. And see where I need to put it. And let's pull this stuff out and see what we've got. Boy, that washi tape stuck good, didn't it? Stuck to me. There we go. So we have the stamp set and we have envelopes. And see if we can zip these together and get them done. Now, the only thing I don't have for this is I don't have the direction sheet for it. That could have been a problem. Yeah, this one I think, oh, they're to make note cards. They're not to make Christmas cards, they're to make note cards. So I think I'm going to go back and look and see what these were. And we will save those for another day. Look at that, even the note cards fit in there. Well, they did, they came out of there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave this one in here because that's the bag I will file it in. So we're going to get rid of that and then that one can go in the garbage. Woohoo! Oh, forgot these. These little vellum pieces. I'm not sure what they do. We'll have to look that one up. Okay, so there's those. Let's see what this one is. See what's left in this one. This one may be just more of a let's see what we have kind of thing. Okay, we know I have stamp sets for that, but I don't have a kit for that. This one I don't have a kit for either. Just the stamp set. But I can recreate this, just not today on a last minute. Not going to happen. The weather today is incredibly warm. To the extent that we have those stupid Asian beetles swarming around outside. Bob finally had to come in the house and couldn't get anything done. Okay, let's see what we have here. That's a 2019. 20 November 19. We have, looks like we're going to have everything we need to do this one. So we'll throw a couple of these together, hopefully. They look like tags, but we're going to turn them into cards. Okay. Oh, they are cards. They are tags. Okay. So there's our stamp set. And there's the items they suggest we can make, but I like this sled. And we have snowflakes, deer, bigger snowflakes. Okay, let's do something simple today. Let's start with this one. And it gets one of these. And it's going to get a couple of these. Yep, let's go with this one. Little layering. We need a white banner. And let's see where we're at on time. We are at 9 minutes. Let's see if we can just put them all together. How many of those do we have? We have, so one that these go on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's 8 there. There are 8 there. So let's do it this way. Let's let's move our sequins out of the way. We don't need them for this. We don't need these for this. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we need a dove cardinal on each one, 2. And I think I'm going to like putting this maybe against Pool Party or Soft Seafoam. What do they suggest? Their colors are Real Red, Pool Party, Early Espresso, and Shaded Spruce is what they suggest for this one. And unless I've got a couple of tags stuck together, we only have enough to do 6. But we can do 6 pretty quick. And there. So that leaves us with an extra cardinal. 3 extra cardinals. And we need banners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put those aside, and then we need 2 of these on each one. So we'll just pop that one out. Actually, it looks like we may do 3 on each one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. One of these cards is going to be perfect for my my bestie girl. She loves cardinals. Her dad was a cardinal fan, and when she sees cardinals, she thinks of her dad. I want to make sure we've got those. Okay, so that's going to take care of all of that. And then we're going to need the stamping platform and the stamp that says peace. So we're going to pull that one off. And then we're going to cut 6 card bases, which means we're going to need 3 sets of cardstock. And we're going to drop that down. And then I'm going to use the lines on my stamping platform to line that up. Okay. And then let's stamp that in. What do they recommend? They have a dark green on there. Shaded Spruce. And we'll get those stamped out. I have Shaded Spruce in here somewhere. Tranquil Tide. It should all be labeled. Soft Seafoam, Pool Party, Soft Succulent, Shaded Spruce. Okay, there we go. Got those. Okay, so let's get all of our tags here done. I need to move these. We're not doing those this week. And let's get all of our little banners over here. Now we're going to put these together, but then we're going to put them on a card front. So let's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, making sure I had all 6 of them. So now I'm going to making sure I'm in frame here. Scoot these up a little bit. And I'm going to ink up my stamp with Shaded Spruce. There's one. Ink it up. I don't want a ghost stamp. I want a good solid color on there. I don't mind this video being a little bit long because it's the only one that I'm doing is Christmas cards on Tuesdays. Now Wednesday, if you're so inclined, I do have a Witchy Wednesday video showing what I picked up at a new shop on Sunday. A friend of mine owns it. She had her grand opening of Enchanted Haven on Wednesday. Sunday, her original shop was torn apart by a tornado over a year ago, and she's finally getting things back in order in a beautiful new location. So even with this being cockeyed, I can still get my stamp in there and get that done. Okay, we're going to flip this over. And then this one's done. As long as you're on a stamping platform, you really don't have to worry about where you're going. And now I've got some ink on my hand, and I don't want to transfer that to my card. So I'm going to use a little bit of hand sanitizer here and get some of that off. I don't have to worry about that. And then I will clean this off when I'm done here today. So we have this, and I think I want to use the Pool Party for a background. So I need 3 sheets of Pool Party. No, actually, let's use a real red. Let's try a real red and see what we like. Which means we need to cut this to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So if I do this, I've got to go the 5 1/2 first. There we go. And then we're going to score at the 4 1/4 right there. And I have a score pen here a minute. Okay. Now let's put one of these together and then we'll worry about the rest of them. Okay. So I'm going to fold this over. And before I do anything about putting anything in place, I'm going to make sure it will fit in one of these envelopes, or if I need to take a little bit off of this bottom. So let's come in with one of my envelopes. And see, that should fit, but it's awfully tight. So I'm going to trim this about 1/8 of an inch. Just a scant 1/8 of an inch off of there. Buy myself a little bit of room before I get stuff glued in place. And see, this one will fit. It has a little bit more wiggle room, okay? So, because these tags go this way, I want to run these this way. So, we're going to place that right there. Now, let's come back in with some early espresso. And I thought I had that one out. I thought sure it was one I had out over here. But let's put the cover back on our shaded spruce so we don't mix things up here. And I'm not seeing my early espresso. There it is. There it is. Okay, early espresso. Which means I have a dauber for that. Eventually, all my daubers are going to be on the bottom. But for right now, basic, soft suede. But maybe this one that doesn't have a label on it. I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking it's that one. And that's going to eliminate some extra things over here in my shelf, because I won't have the extra box with the daubers. But we're going to go ahead and shade this one down, just like that. And then this goes across here. And our cardinal goes right up there, tucks in behind. And then our leaves come off the ends. Just like that. And one over there. I think I like it. The only thing I want to do is I want to go right there. And I think I want to use an actual twine maybe. I'm looking in my twines to see what I have. Thought I had a brown baker's twine, but I don't see one. Something with a little natural to it. So let's look over here in the browns and see what we have. I really don't have any twine at all. not fine stuff anyway. And fine stuff is really what I need. This is the most fine I have. So let's take, and I don't see my pink scissors. That's okay. Let's go ahead. Bring that in from the back. So we can bring this in from the front. And then this is going to get held in place when I put the glue back here. So we're going to be good. So let's start with putting our glue on here. Wait a minute, I don't like that. It needs to go the other direction. It needs to go the other direction because I want that loop in the front. There we go. And then we're going to make sure we put some glue across where that string is at. And then around the edge. And that will help hold that yarn in place. And let's go this way with it. Okay, and then I want to bring this up on dimensionals, and I don't want black dimensionals, so I forgot to move those out of the way. So let's come in with our white ones. With these, and I don't know if we're going to get all of these put together today, but you'll see what I'm putting together, and I will show all 5 of them as a group on Instagram, so you can see those all together, because we are at the 21-minute mark. So, there we go. I'm going to put this a little more, down here. And then this just needs a little bit of glue back here. Ooh. Just to make him tuck in behind. Just like that. And I'm going to come back in with a baby wipe and daub some of that color off. And then these get tucked underneath. And having that raised up on the dimensionals makes it easy to tuck these into place. And there is card number 1 of the 6 that we will make using this, what was this one, 20, I don't know, I've lost my paper. November 2019 paper pumpkin. Be sure to come back next Tuesday to see what the next one is that we're going to play with. I'm trying to get these other ones out of the way. So, thanks for joining me in the studio today. Creative Christmas blessings.